Hey folks, welcome back. It's been a minute. It's good to be back. I apologize. I've been MIA for a minute. Duty has called. I do work, actually. But my work has a lot to do with this. So what I've been working on and what I've been developing for work is actually something that's going to pay off in this realm as well. So there's a confluence. Anyway, though I have been busy with work, I have also been paying attention to what is going on. And now seemed like a good time to pop in and drop some of what I've been noticing. Yeah, so today I want to talk about the process of unlearning and how I believe some of us who have been sort of pursuing truth for a long time have gotten to this new precipice. And the new precipice is to start unlearning what we thought we knew. And I've been experiencing this in my life, and I'm hearing and seeing symptoms of it everywhere. And, you know, it's occurring and unfolding in even the smallest places. You know, like things I thought I knew just turn out to be untrue. Like, for instance, if I leave now, I'll get there on time, right? And, you know, I think it could be something even in just the proclamation of that to myself. Like, if I proclaim that I think I know something, what I'm experiencing is the universe is just going to be like, no, you don't. And, you know, if I leave now, I'll get there on time turns into some unforeseen thing that sure enough keeps me from getting there on time. So that's an example of how what I think I know is being sort of deconstructed on even the smallest levels. And this is a way that the universe talks to us. This is a way that the universe persistently and consistently puts things in front of us and shows us. And the lesson I'm getting is, you know, I'm being taught or I'm being guided to unknow what I think I know. And it's actually become so obvious to me at this point that I've stopped making assertions because I don't want to deal with the bullshit consequences. So what's happening is we're being prepared for the Great Unlearning. And the Great Unlearning is actually what the Great Awakening is leading to. And the Great Unlearning is actually like phase 2 of the Great Awakening. Basically, when we go through the Great Awakening, we all wake up and realize we don't know shit. You know, everything we think we know is a false inversion. You know, that's why many of us have lived our lives knowing the game is rigged. You know, we don't know who's rigging the game, and we don't know how it's being rigged. But there's too much cognitive dissonance bombardment for even a second to believe humanity has a clue which way is up. It's like trying to paddle against a riptide. We've got to learn to go with the flow. We live in a reality of false premises. We believe that driving faster will get us there faster, when in fact, driving and cars are both total bullshit. You know, humans aren't subject to space and time. We're infinite, and if we were anywhere near our potential, we could essentially blink and be anywhere we want to be. Seriously. And if you don't believe me, just get a Gaia membership and find out for yourself. So everything is inverted, and it needs to be replaced with something better. It can't be fixed. It needs to be unlearned and replaced with something better. This is why we need to unknow or disentangle ourselves from what we think we know. All we know is what we experience in our present moment. How I am is what I know, and what I know is what the world becomes. This is why there's such a concerted effort to control what we know. What we know or think we know is what becomes reality, right? So capture the mind, capture the thoughts, capture the knowing, and you've captured reality. So as we've pursued the truth, as we've peeled back the layers of the onion, as we've gone through the lifting of the veil, what we find when we look on the other side of the veil is that it's all been a big lie, and that we're actually the creators of the big lie by our consent to it, by our choice to believe in it, rather than to take back control of our individual sovereignty, take back control of our thoughts, of our desires, of our dreams, of the reality that we'd like to see. Giving away our sovereignty, what we have done is we have turned over our reality to those who would seek to have control over what we know so that it can be what they know, what they want. They can create the world that they want to see through us. Get it? Again, so this is why we need to unknow or disentangle ourselves from what we think we know. All we know is what we experience in our present. How I am is what I know, and what I know is what the world becomes. If we're feeling some way, we need to tune into the motivations behind the feeling right now. Are we being guided to avoid discomfort in our feelings, or are we being guided to dive into our highest pursuits? How discouraged are we feeling by what we think we know or what we're perceiving? We can know that if we're discouraged, we can be assured that we're focusing on what we think we know, not what we know. Because if we focus on what we know, aka there's food in the fridge, the kids are all right, and I like the song that's playing on my Bluetooth right now, we'll know that we're at peace. So if the world looks like it's burning to you, it's because you're focusing on the world when you should be focusing on yourself. Because you are the world creating itself through a human central nervous system. Humanity is the singularity. We are where the infinitely small and the infinitely vast converge to create reality. Therefore, what you are is what is. That's why it's important to be at peace, not in anxiety. Doubt is actually being wielded right now to help those who are struggling with doubt to gain discernment so that they can reason their way out of doubt. Doubt begins the process of knowing. However, for those of us who are prepared to leave behind doubt and step into the truth, we're going to be faced with the process of unknowing what we know so that it can be replaced with something better. Do not try and bend the spoon. That would be impossible. Instead, only try to realize the truth. And what is the truth? There is no spoon. Then you'll see that it is not the spoon that bends. It is only yourself. Pay attention to what potentially you may be being asked to unlearn. Look at your daily life. Examine the cause and effect relationship between your assertions, if I leave now, I'll get there on time, when that becomes the focus of our reality, and then that outcome, and see what happens. And perhaps instead of having the assertion, instead, when we leave to go on that trip, we remain open to all possibilities, including getting there on time or having a life-changing encounter along the way, or finding a bag of money on the side of the road. Stay open to all possibilities, and let's see what happens. So that's all I've got for now. Thanks for sticking around, and we'll see you next time.